Welcome. Early morning hustle. Hopefully you can hear me better. Hopefully it's not so pixelated. And we're ready to go. So every week we're gonna go here and at least look at not every week, but getting these videos from the Canvas site. Click this button, then download it. Okay, and then what we're going to do is click that button, see that it's in our downloads. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is for videos, okay, you can see R, I'm going to put in this information into videos. Okay, so that shows up. Let's put it into videos. Come to find out, okay, so that's that. So then what I'm now going to do is go to Positron. Okay. And currently it's opening up in the same directory that I'm already in, that I've been in. So I don't have to do anything. So I'm just gonna just save this from Tuesday's class, exit out of that, and then go to videos. And I should see videos 5 through 8 here, empty, which is good. I know this is not part of this class, but class organization is huge. I mean, at least folder directory organization is huge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new folder just for more organization. Videos 1 through 8. Okay, videos 1 through 4. Sorry, videos 1 through 4. That's not 4. 1 through 4. Okay. Info. Okay. And now I'm going to just command control, or can you use control and then just put it into that directory, move. So it's not so cluttered. So you can just close this and now you just have, you probably have to do the same thing for videos 5 through 8, but you kind of can see why I would do such a thing. So it's not so cluttered in that directory. All right, so now on to some R stuff. I like working out a visual because it looks nicer. So let's just do that, okay? And if you don't have your sessions open, remember it's just greater than, and then click on sessions to be able to view this, okay? All right, so we're going to start working with some text data, which is so cool. It's called, at least the package, the library is called stringr, okay? This is so neat in that it allows us to really clean data with regarding strings. And so let's go ahead and work with that. So the package is called stringr. And I'm going to uncomment this. Thank you for the student that mentioned it in class all at once with the command / or control /. And all this really is doing in this situation is creating a vector of different strings. A vector of strings, okay, in which each of the strings or characters is going to be sentences, okay, just sentences. So if I type here within the console so I can see them, sentences with the proper syntax, not the plus sign, okay, I get all the sentences. The year is 2025 and the sky is blue, okay. And so let's say, just for additional teaching, if I want to get access to element 3, it's just with the square brackets 3. Okay, but the thing is, as you can imagine, in real life or working with real data, you'd want to do more than just index the third element within the vector. So let's go into string. I think the first one is string detect, and I use this a lot. Oh, string detect is so cool. So because it allows you just to specify or determine if a particular pattern is within a string, and it's doing it vector wise. So I'm going to uncomment this. I'm going to then put in sentences, and then I will put in quotes. It can be either single quotes or double quotes. It doesn't matter. I'm not religious about that. And then it's going to provide a true or false for each of the vectors that actually have dog in it. So it should say true, false, false, true. Let's see. True, false, false, true. Good job. String detect. Okay, before we continue, you're going to see a pattern that each and one of these functions has has the prefix str underscore. Okay, so come to find out, a little fun thing that you can do with some of these packages is do colon within the console, that you can see all the different functions within this library. Not all of them have the str prefix, but most of them do, because most of the functions, well, most of them are your dual strings. But okay, so that is the stringr package, and then within that is you have string to text. So we're not done with stringr package though. Let's do some more functions. So replace all. Okay, so this allows us to do. There's two things I need to note here. So this allows us to say, okay, every single time we see something, we want it to change. Okay, so let's do, this is going to be sentences. Okay, boom. And then this is going to be Doug. Okay, on the East Coast and Baltimore, we say it a little differently. And then we're going to comment this out. Okay, so every single time now you see it says cat and cat, it says replace all. But guess what? There's another function called string replace. So that do all. Okay, and if you do that, it's only going to replace the first occurrence. And so this one's going to say dog still. So let's run this. So that is counterintuitive. Go string replace. I'll look into this. Okay, but yeah, it's only supposed to place it only once when you do it. It might happen if it's in in one string. So I misspoke here. So let's see if it was like this. If it was string replace, and then it was I love a dog named Duke. Duke is a good dog. And so then if I say replace dog with cat, as you can see, I'm not specifying the argument. It automatically does it for me. The second dog should still stay cat. Let's see. Yes, exactly. So I love a cat. So how it works is it's within the actual string, and the very first occurrence it's going to change, and then afterwards it's not. But if I wanted to change both, again, I would use replace all. Okay, hopefully you all see that. I don't have a cat named Duke. I used to have a dog named Duke, but that's neither here nor there. String to upper all have the same functionality, at least similar functionality to string to lower, string to title. Okay, string upper makes everything uppercase, string lower makes everything lowercase, and then string title just, I think, capitalizes the first first letter in each word. So let's do that. And then sentences. This is sentences. Okay, and then whoop. As you can see, it worked. I can't. I was gonna say any questions. That's fine. That's cool. Let's continue. So I would want to now subset. Okay, if I want to get a subset of strings, I can also do that as well. So is you use it for shortcut that returns only substrings from the vector that contains a match for the pattern. So if you do sentences and then do the dog. Okay, run this. Okay. It's only returning those that actually had dog within the actual vector, within the actual string. So this is a way to even filter out, the vector based off of said specification. Okay. Okay, that's about word of the day. And here extracting, we can extract things from an actual vector. So if you look here, let's see. That's what string extract allows us to do. We can put sentences here and we'll run this. But before I run this, everyone in the back of their mind has to be saying, what the heck is \\\d plus? So \\\, there's in R, we had to run it twice because if I do it once, it means something totally different. So I had to run it twice. D just stands for number. And then plus is throughout the entire string. So it's looking for any number throughout the entire string. Okay, so, and that's the shorthand of doing it within R. So it should only extract 2025. Okay. So this is interesting. So it provides NA because there's no numbers in the first two, 2025, and then NA in the last. Okay. It is also extract all. So let's actually do this. Because what time? Oh, 11:23. That's fine. We're good. I'm gonna teach. So if I had a string extract all, we will then do, let's say, a sentence. Let's say I am 37 and I have lived in Cali. No one in California says Cali. Cali for 10 years. And then I'm going to do the same syntax for \\d plus, and I should get I'm almost certain it's going to be a list. Yeah, it's a list. All right, so it's giving us a list of numbers, right? In which we have the string. So if I had another, vector, and if this was a vector, it would be a list in which all the numbers are being extracted from each of those elements within the vector. If that makes no sense, let me show you. So I'm just going to make a dummy vector within this. Or even just define a vector. Let's say info. Okay, and then I'll type as a vector, and then I'll say he is 67 and 89 a 67 65, I don't know. And then I'll say info, and then I'll say string extract all info, comma \\+ d. Ideally, it should be two vectors. I say 37, then 10, and then I was going to say then another list, another element within that list is going to be 67, 89, 65. That is not what I wanted it to do. That's for going off the script. Info, character. I thought I was going through a lot just now. That was funny. The plus was in the wrong spot. That was fun. I'm like, am I losing my brain? Well, that's enough for comedy stuff. All right, so you can see how it works. Okay, it works perfectly. Hopefully you all noticed that it was the plus that was, I should have had after a bunch of iterations. Before, when I first did it, it was the I put the plus before. It should be after. And the reason why I wanted to take the moment to do that is because if I just do it, just extract, it should just provide the first two numbers, the 37 and the 67 from each string, and it provides it as a vector. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because we did it for string. I don't think we did detect. We did it for replace. We did it for replace, right? But it's also remove. So you can see the ones that have the all, you can do the same logic where it works on the first string. Okay, all. Okay, where it works on the first string. Where this one would do the entire string, and then if not the all, it works on just the first one that occurs. All right. So last but not least, finally, the 15 minutes we're done. It's string split. I would say this is a pretty useful skill. We can split based off of the actual sentence. So the space within each sentence. So we put this here. So, but at the same time, it's going to provide a list. It should be providing a list for each of the elements in the vector and all of the words within it. Sentences. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So the list has 4 different elements in it, and then each one has its own. Each element within the list has a vector of the words within the sentence. Okay. All right. So that is it for strings. Let's go. I thought that was it. My apologies. So when it comes to string R, as you can imagine, there are other functions that we did not discuss. You should be familiar with the ability to understand what a function is doing from string R. Granted, we can't cover all the different functionalities, and so if you need some type of help in terms of working with some function, let's say we didn't discuss string remove, you can easily just put this in quotes and type help, and then you can get information from the help screen. Okay, so now I'm done. Thank you.